Hello, this Hangout on Air is live. Okay, folks, welcome to this afternoon taste challenge. Luke Chelsea was just commenting from Northern Ireland. Luke Chelsea 26, saying he wants me to do a duo review with Grolsch. Yeah, I would be open to doing that. And I was actually thinking about doing a duo review with Grolsch with my friend David when he's, when he would be interested in doing it. I think he would be. So we'll try to set that up sometime this year, early this year. But today, this is what was going to be done tomorrow. And tomorrow I'm going to do what was going to be done Sunday. Because I was looking at the schedule and I was like, man, Sunday I don't feel like rushing and all of that. And so it looks bright outside. It's really not bright. It's cloudy, very cloudy and windy, and there's a little chill in the air. And it's not cold at all, but it's the dampness here that makes it feel cold. It's 66, but Louisiana is kind of damp. All right, but today we have from the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. And what part of Great Britain? Scotland. From Scotland, we have J&B, 40% alcohol, aged. We don't know how long. There's no age statement. Introduced around 1933. Probably it was 1933, but I can't pin that date down, but I'm pretty sure it was. Imported by Diageo. Big company, right? Now, all it's saying is aged a minimum of 3 years, according to the Scotch whiskey regulation of the United States. So maybe that's what it's aged, 3 years. A minimum of it. Is it aged longer than 3 years? I mean, seems to me they would say that if it was, but whatever the case, it seems pretty light. This is a brand that was Diageo until last year. Scoresby was a Diageo brand for a long time. And then it was sold to Sazerac last year with 18 other brands. Seagram's VO, Scoresby, and a whole lot of other stuff. And Myers is rum. I contacted Sazerac the other day. I said, y'all spelled Myers is wrong, because they put Myers in the description. They say Myers is. I said, your team spelled it wrong. And so the lady said, thanks for the information. I noticed they didn't correct it yet. Okay, the Connoisseurs Scotch whiskey. Now, see, this is the Connoisseurs Scotch whiskey. This is not just some regular old Scotch whiskey. It's aged 3 years, it tells you right there. Aged for 36 months. Distilled and blended in Scotland. Doesn't say bottled in Scotland, though, does it? No, because it's bottled in Stamford, Connecticut by United Distillers, who is, I guess, one of these alias names for Diageo. Scoresby was introduced in 1960. So decades after J&B. Scoresby is not one of the top selling Scotch whiskeys in the world. J&B is. Scoresby is not cheap here. It's actually it's like $15.50 a bottle here in Louisiana. In Georgia, John Anilli says it's $8.99 now. If you ever see Cabin Fever whiskey, that liqueur, that maple syrup whiskey, same bottle, right? Now, watch the bottle, because once Sazerac starts bottling it, it's going to be in their bottle. You can bet. The one with the lip at the bottom. But there's an agreement with Diageo that they're going to supply Sazerac for like 10 years for some brands and 5 years for others, because, well, you know, Sazerac's got it up. Diageo's got the stuff aging. You know, so there's a transition period. But it is under their control now, the Sazerac company. So that's basically what they do. They go around and buy other people's cast-off brands, I guess you'd say, and they buy companies that are struggling to some extent. And they try to revitalize the brands, like with Southern Comfort. Has it worked? I don't know. It seems to have been working. Goalkeepers says, hi, Ron. It's been a while. Good to see you again. Well, it's good to see you. Well, at least it's good to see your name. John and Nilly. Good afternoon, Ron. Good afternoon to you, John and Nilly. Leo Stringer Jr. says, hey, Ron, I love your channel. I'm drinking natural ice. It's very cold here with this snow. Cold hard, but cold here with the snow. Yeah, it's warming up here, thankfully. I'm in Michigan, says Leo. We've only had one night this whole year where it got down to freezing. Oh, it's late there. I think this one will be tough. I think the Scoresby might actually win. I can't believe that. The Whiskey Scout. Hi, Ron. John and Neely. Yeah, Scoresby is $9.99 for a $7.50 bottle here. I mean, it's crazy. Costs so much more in Louisiana. Why that is, I do not know. And then they're talking to each other. Okay, so J&B. Yep, there's that sweet whiskey smell. Guess that grain. Best looking bottle on the planet, I think. It's a great label. Not a great whiskey, but it's a great label. And the Scoresby. Why did they use the name Scoresby? I could not tell you. I do not know. Yeah. I want to make sure the level was the same. That little bit of weight sometimes can make a difference. Hey, it's Luke from Northern Ireland. Here, any chance of a shout out? Oh, Luke, you missed. I was talking about you earlier in this video. Scotland is about 20 miles from my hometown. Wow. Does it have a high alcohol content? Nah, 40% alcohol. Well, that's high for if you're a beer drinker, but it's standard for whiskey. Okay, so this delightful blend of selected rare light body whiskeys possesses mellowness to please the exacting taste of the connoisseur. To the generations of Scotch whiskey fanciers, Scoresby is praised for its continuity of quality and is a product of the finest Scottish distilling art. But yet you can't find it even listed on these review websites like Proof 66, so it's a secret. J&B Rare. This does have a royal warrant. Now they have the crown. They have the actual British royal family crest, you see, on this bottle. Scoresby's like a crown and a shield with a deer, a bird flying into the sun or into the sunlight, and a leaf. That's a maple leaf. Why that is, I don't know. And a unicorn and a lion. So it's from the Kingdom of Scotland. But this one is officially royal because it is under a royal warrant, and it is by appointment to their late majesties. Not this brand now, but the company J&B. They were wine suppliers. So Justinian Brooks is by royal appointment. I don't know about J&B. I don't know if you go to Buckingham Palace, they drink in J&B. I got a feeling that's not happening, but I could be wrong. Okay. King George III, King George IV, William IV, Queen Victoria, King George V. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped one. King Edward VII, King George V, King Edward III, but they don't call him King Edward III on here. They say His late Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, 1921 to 1936. So that was like a little, he abdicated. But you know what I mean? Like when these football coaches resign under pressure, it's like you could resign or you could be fired. You know, it's kind of that kind of thing. King George the Sixth, and I would assume Queen Elizabeth II presently. Oh yeah, Her Majesty the Queen. So there's the lion and the unicorn and the crown, and another lion on top wearing the crown with the cocked head, like you see on the flag of Canada, the Governor General of Canada, the Governor General of Australia, the Governor General of New Zealand, the Governor General of Jamaica, etc. I hope they're okay out there. Here, some sirens here, a lot of sirens around here. Okay, not going to go into that again. All right, we're going to read comments later. So the appearance, they're both very pale, very pale. Oh, always forget to hold it up to the camera. I'm looking at it, but then you can't see. Look at that. Same appearance, pale straw with that kind of greenish gold look. So the Scoresby's aged exactly 36 months. They're telling you. The J&B, they're saying at least 3 years. And like William Kepley would say, yeah, at least 3 and probably not a second longer. I'm like, right. He said a lot of times you got to go with what they're not saying. Then you can figure out what they're saying. So do they have coloring added? Doesn't seem to be. They're so pale. I mean, if you put it in a used bourbon barrel and age them for 3 years, they'd probably look like this. If you don't age them at all, they'd be clear, you know, clear. You know, bourbon is clear before it's put in the barrel. Say, you mean like moonshine? Yeah, because it is moonshine. It is moonshine, essentially. But of course, they might add rye whiskey to bourbon and wheat. Well, they could actually add any grain they want to add. If you read the bourbon regulations, it does not say anything about what grains. It has to be at least 51% corn. Could be 100% corn, but it has to be at least 51% corn, or if you're in Northern Ireland, maize. And anything else could be all wheat added, 49% wheat. Could be just anything. Think of a grain, that could be it. That might taste strange. And then it has to be aged at least no time period in a charred oak barrel. You say, no, it's at least 2 years. Yeah, for straight bourbon, straight. But if it's just bourbon, there's a category called just bourbon. It's not called just bourbon. It's just the name is bourbon. There's no age requirement. You can check me on that, but I know what I'm talking about. All right. But we're doing Scotch. Has to be at least 3 years. Now, John and Neely's prediction is that the Scoresby might win. I don't believe it, but I could be wrong. I didn't believe. Okay, let's see what this is. The version of 70% is too high. I think 50% would be the best. Oh, I never had anything that strong. I never asked this, Ron, but in your opinion, what is your favorite beer and whiskey? I really don't have a favorite beer or whiskey. And I'm not trying to be ugly about that. I just don't have one. The name Scoresby comes from he or she who scores well in a spelling bee, says the Whiskey Scout. Might be true. Well blended shine. My mother, who is a 62-year-old Irish woman, swears that Jameson is the best whiskey around. Well, the pastor at our church, Father Pat from Ireland, he's from Ireland, the Republic part. He loves Jameson. It's the only thing he drinks. So he doesn't. Well, he might claim it's the best. I never asked him about that. It's the best to him because that's what he loves. This smells a little peaty, but it's not that sweet smell that you get with the J&B. So it's kind of like Scoresby-ish. I'm trying to decide what is it that made Scoresby smell like it did. There's something here, and I don't know what that smell is. Like a cellar mold. I don't know what that is. Some kind of musty thing. At 62, she has the right to believe that. Yeah. See, this has like a sweetness, a candy sweetness. And I remember the J&B having that. Plus, I smelled I smelled the bottle. You notice I was sniffing the bottleneck, which was probably a mistake. Might have tainted the review, really. The taste challenge, though, I mean, it's got that like chewy aroma. What I mean, like, it's sweet, candy, chewy, whiskey thingy, something. She is currently drinking a hot Jameson's with lemon and clove. This is the stuff that Ireland is built on, ha ha, says Luke. Yeah. Okay, this one has a flatter aroma, like it's like blander, and I think I remember the Scoresby being kind of dull. Let's go with the taste challenge after all, because today is the end of Scotch. Not forever, but for now, because tomorrow we're starting Canadian whiskey. Canadian whiskey. So we're going from British Commonwealth to another part of the British Commonwealth. The Kingdom of Scotland to the Kingdom of Canada. Oh, I'm sorry, the Dominion of Canada. That's a comical story, that one. Most Americans don't know that. Canadians do know it if they pay attention to history class. When they started Canada as a country in 1867, they were going to call it the Kingdom of Canada. Let's call it the Kingdom of Canada, because that's what it's going to be. But they said, oh, those Americans, they might get offended because they don't like kingdoms. They might attack us. Because, you know, the United States had already invaded Canada twice before and failed. Well, actually, they invaded it more than twice. It was 2 different wars, but during those wars, they invaded Canada multiple times and kept failing. That's right, failed, like they lost. Now, but they were worried that the U.S. could invade again on some pretext, so they said, don't call it a kingdom. We'll call it a dominion. So that's what, if you read the founding documents of Canada, it says a dominion is being established called Canada. A dominion is an older word for a kingdom. So the Americans said, that's right, call it dominion. Don't say kingdom. We hate those damn kingdoms. But a dominion's okay, whatever that is. Yeah, I already know which is which. I wish Ron could make his own beer and whiskey. That would be cool. It'd be a lot of work. See, this J&B is spicier. It's more robust. It has a fuller mouthfeel. It's more flavorful. It's more chewy. It's more sweet. It's more smoky. It's more peaty. It's more of all those things. I drink it, Leo, but don't hold your breath. Right, don't, because it ain't going to happen. Jeremy Vincent says, what's up? Well, Jeremy, in Arkansas, I'm just doing a whiskey taste challenge. Would you ever consider a visit? Luke Chelsea says, would you ever consider visiting whiskey distilleries in the UK or Ireland? I live about 40 minutes from the original Bushmills distillery in Port Trust that still operates today. Well, I'd consider it, but I don't know if I'll ever have the money. Well, I have the money and the time. Do I want to use the money and take the time? That's the question. I would, yeah. You have said that before, Ron. What? Said what before? All right. Hey, Jeremy, I watched you on Thursday last night. I wish I could have joined, but I worked late. Yeah, I was watching a basketball game, and I couldn't keep my eyes open. Hey, Ron, do you live video your fans? I don't know what that means. I have questions. Well, you can ask the questions there, but let's do the taste challenge. Well, it ain't much of a challenge. Okay, so the Scoresby. Just what I thought. Dull, bland, boring. Tastes like corn whiskey. You say corn whiskey. Yeah, that's right. Like a bunch of grain alcohol. Now, you say, but what about the peat? What about the smoke? That's a Connoisseurs whiskey. It says it on the label. Oh, yeah? Well, I like to know what Connoisseurs are drinking this, because to me, this is just ordinary, regular old plain stuff. Does it taste bad? No, I wouldn't say it tastes bad. Just doesn't taste like much. I could go get that bottle of Heaven Hill, Kentucky blended whiskey. which was $6.19 last time I saw it. It's got about as much flavor as this. Now you might say that ain't nothing but 80% grain neutral spirits, that Heaven Hill Kentucky blended. You're right about that, and I bet you that's 80% columns ain't whiskey. I wish you guys could have joined. It was fun. I watched the playback this morning. I have questions about knowing which is which. Oh, just for your information, Ron, I'm currently drinking a Grolsch, hence my request earlier. Yeah, I want to get some Grolsch. I saw some the other day. I should have bought it. I didn't. That was a mistake. Okay. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to buy a stout for Stout Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to do that. I might join it. Ain't no way that's J&B. That's not possible. You say, yeah, but you got the Clan McGregor mixed up. Yeah, I did get the Clan McGregor mixed up. You know why? Because Clan McGregor tastes pretty good, and it's a way better whiskey than it should be for the price, right? If you're paying $9.79, it should taste like the Scoresby, like nothing. But oh no, it tastes really good. I mean, that thing there, that's the hidden jewel. You get your hands on some Clan McGregor, you need to get your hands on it. Buy it, try it. You're gonna like it. It's got the peat. It's got the smoke. It's got the juicy. It's almost like a juicy, almost like a savory quality. You say, oh, you mean like umami, like a Japanese whiskey? Exactly. But with the corn underbelly, whereas the Japanese are going to have the rice underbelly. Because Scotch is what they drink in East Asia and South Asia, okay? They don't like bourbon too much. I mean, you can get it. They don't like it. Canadian whiskey? No. American blended whiskey? I don't think so. But Scotch blended is the popular one out there too. Yeah, of course, single malt. Of course. But a lot of J&B, a lot of 100 Pipers out in Asia. Oh, yes. And then they have the Japanese whiskey, but it's Scotch style. Suntory Tokai and all that, which I loved. I tried it. My friend David was like, I don't like this stuff too much. I was like, I think it's great. Bellhaven Scottish Stout. I had a bottle of that last night. Yeah, we could do a review of that, and I know where to buy it too. That's the plan, Jeremy. We do it at 10:30 Eastern. I always post a link. Yeah, he's going to post a link in the International Beer Reviewers Guild chat page, and I don't know what's going to happen with Google Hangouts when in April. It might disappear. That would be a pain in the you know what. Y'all would just have to all join Beer Talk 2019 on Facebook. Only way we could communicate to you, because it's very difficult to try to track everybody down. And then you'll invariably forget someone, and you don't mean to forget. You just forget, and then they'll say, "Why you didn't invite me? What's wrong? Is there some kind of problem?" And you're like, "No, damn, I forgot." You know, and so if you have the hub, the central hub, and everybody's a member of it, and you put the link, then they don't get forgotten because they're there. And you could just click on and join it at your convenience. Why do you think I created the International Beer Review Guild chat? For that very purpose. Why do you think I created Beer Talk 2019? For that very purpose. Okay, this is J&B. I mean, enough's enough. This is J&B. Yep, J&B Rare. Okay. Might have to do that. We'll try to pick up a good craft stout beer this weekend, going to Little Rock. Yeah, I'm thinking about picking up something. I don't know. I just got to see. I have to see. I got to decide by 9:30 Sunday. 9:30 Central, you understand. I want to say something to you, Scoresby. You are very dull. You are very dull. Very rare. Yeah, it was so rare I found it at Walmart. I mean, you know, because Walmart sells the most deluxe rare things ever conceived. Man, I still have about 60% of this bottle left. Am I going to hate drinking it? No, I'm not going to hate it. But I'm not going to, like, care about it. Do I hate drinking the Heaven Hill Kentucky Blended whiskey? No, I don't hate it. There's just nothing there. It's like nothing. You can't say it tastes bad. It doesn't taste bad because it doesn't have taste. I don't understand why people will say, Budweiser, that stuff tastes bad. No, it does not taste bad. If you want to say it tastes bland, okay, although I think it has some character, but that's the funny thing about these beer reviews and whiskey reviews and wine reviews. People will take something that's kind of ordinary, and then they talk about how horrific it is. Oh, it's a 1 out of 100. Man, look, if the beer was a 1 out of 100, there is no way you could drink it and be alive. Because you're telling me it's 99% bad. Are you kidding me? And I know what people are going to say. No, no, it's a norm score. It's relative to all the rest. I understand that, but even so, and Camo Black Ice got a higher score than Natural Ice. That is so comical. Great way to keep everyone in the loop with the group. In the loop with the group. That's right. That's why I create. Bird just flew past. That's why. What style should I look for that you guys haven't tried yet? Anything at all? Laugh out loud. No, I don't know. Brixlands 1970 says, sup, Ron-a-roo. Well, I'm just hanging out. Hope I don't get attacked by a Rougarou. The Whiskey Scout said, I picked up something yesterday, a Talisker Distiller's Edition, and cannot wait to get home. I bet you can't. A single malt Scotch from Sky. Hey, guys. Just came in from shoveling snow for an hour, cracking a cold Modelo Negra. Cheers. Whoa. I love that beer. Luke Chelsea retracted his message. Boy, I wish I could retract everything I've said. That was questionable. Brick said, Bill here from Orange County, California, checking in, having an arrogant bastard black metallic stout. Sounds like something I'd want to drink. Well, you know what, people? Let's see. $4.39 divided by... Well, let's see something for a second. 16 times 6. That's 96. Okay, so $4.39 divided by 96 ounces times 12 times 6. 329 a 6-pack. That's pretty good this day and age. 329. Hey, guess what, people? I today bought a 6-pack of Bud Ice for $4.39. Pint cans, true story. At that very same store, I can buy 6 packs of Milwaukee's Best Ice, 5.9%. $4.39. Keystone Light, $4.39. Milwaukee's Best Light, $4.39. 6-pack of pint cans. Yes, that is the case that they gave me. Miller was the case that they gave me. Okay, Grolsch is quite a good lager. I agree. I love Grolsch, but I want to try the Grolsch Hecht Cannon. I want to try the Grolsch Hecht Cannon. It's 11%. JTLBZ said, just bought a 6-pack of 16-ounce Yingling Traditional. Going to drink them today and watch some of your beer reviews. Bart Robinson says, Grolsch is quite a good lager. I agree. Luke Chelsea says, Grolsch is absolutely terrible, according to everyone in the beer rating websites, and yes, one of the best lagers I've had. Yeah, right. It's a horrible beer, but yet, why does it taste so good? Hey, that's not bad beer. We love that stuff. Have you had Genesee Ice? I have, and I didn't care for it. It's one of the least favorite ice beers I've tried. I don't really like Genesee beer. I think they're substandard and they taste kind of dirty. But the only Genesee beer I like is the Genesee Cream Ale. Well, hey, you know why? I think the cream ale, the ale covers the dirtiness because ales tend to be a little dirtier. So, but with a lager can't cover dirtiness. It just tastes dirty. Hey, Bart, it's 64 degrees in Georgia today. Wow, y'all have the same weather we have. It's so cloudy, though. And then Bart Robinson says, damn you, John. Haha. Damn you, Joey Jaja. All right. That's it. That's the end of the story. I love girls, says JTLBZ. Me too. So cheers to J&B, but no cheers to Scoresby. I did not pay $15.49 to get a dull whiskey. That is too dull. I'll eventually warm up a little Crown Royal later. Uh-oh. Oh, bazam. Well, I don't have a bottle of Crown Royal, but I do have some bad news. I have a bottle of Heir to the Throne. In about a month, I'm going to review that. When you see that, you'll cry, laugh, or unsubscribe. I don't know what you'll do. Yeah. Heir to the Throne. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, it gets worse. $15.50 at Walmart. That thing was originally like 30 bucks. 30, I don't know. It was some expensive price. I was like, Heir to the Throne. Are you kidding me? But then they had this closeout since nobody would buy it. And I said, oh, I got to buy this. This is too unreal. And then the company got bought out. The whole thing is crazy. But y'all, one more thing. Guess what I reviewed yesterday, people? Guess what I reviewed yesterday? It'd be posted in about a week. Ooh, Woodford Reserve. Somebody gave me an almost completely full bottle of Woodford Reserve. Thank you, Sonia. Oh, what a delight that was. A $30 bottle of whiskey that cost me $0.00. I was so delighted. Jameson Irish Whiskey Caskmate Stout Edition is killer. I thought it was wonderful. My daughter and I tried it, and we just couldn't get over it. We were just so delighted. Luke Chelsea says, I've heard people use whiskey to put themselves to sleep. It's an alternative sleeping pill. Certainly works for me. I don't drink it to go to sleep, but I will sip on it at night or rum. And I'll be watching the game, and I can't keep my eyes open. I'll be so sleepy, and I'll turn the TV off, and I'll be out like a light. Okay, well, enough of that. Blah, 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 wink, wink, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more, say no more. That's it. This video production is coming to an end. But get ready, because tomorrow we have a Dawn Busters. And, yeah, Caliber Canadian Blended Whiskey versus Albertson's Canadian Whiskey. You say, oh, no. Lord, help us. Yeah, well, it is what it is. And what it is happening tomorrow around 6:05. No, I'm sorry, 6:15 a.m. Central Time, 7:15 Eastern Time. A Dawn Busters Taste Challenge with 2 Canadian whiskeys that I bet you've never tried. Can't go wrong with Kessler's. I had Kessler's, and I can get a big jug bottle of that right there in Metairie. Cheap, too. I liked it. I thought it was a lot better than your average blended American whiskey. Yep. Seagram 7 Crown's still the winner, the top champion. 47 straight says, I will never give up. I will never unsubscribe. Cheers, Ron. You sound like Mike Tyson sometimes, says Brick. Why you don't want to say that? Luke Chelsea says, gross. Remember it, Ron. Get the duo review done. I'm going to try. I'm not going to freak out over it, though. I'm not going to go crazy, but I'm going to try. The Whiskey Scout says, 2 giants in the whiskey field sarcasm. Me, sarcastic? Well, first of all, I'm about the least sarcastic person you ever wanted to meet. Luke Chelsea says, you are a good man, Ron. Always enjoy your content. Thank you there. Luke over there in Northern Ireland. It must be late at night in Northern Ireland. All right, well, that's it. All right, well, that's it. So blah, blah, blah. We're off. We're off to see the...